All right, today we are diving into something that is, frankly, a superpower. It's a technique from the brain expert Jim Kwik, and I'm telling you, it's going to completely change how you read and actually remember things.
So let me ask you this. You ever sit down, read a really fascinating article or maybe a chapter in a book? You close it, and then poof, it's just gone. Sound familiar? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It's probably one of the most common frustrations out there. But guess what? Today, we're going to fix it. So here's the game plan. First, we'll nail down the real problem with forgetting. Then, we're going to uncover the key mindset shift you need to make. After that, we'll get into the 3 specific questions that literally lock in knowledge. And finally, we'll put it all together in one simple, powerful formula. Okay, so let's get real about the cost here. This isn't just about feeling a little annoyed that you have to reread something. No. It's about something way, way more precious than that. And this quote from Jim Kwik just hits the nail on the head. Every single time you have to go back and read something again, you're spending your most limited, non-renewable resource, your time. So learning to remember isn't just a cool memory trick. It's actually a master-level time management strategy. So how do we stop bleeding all that valuable time? Well, the secret, according to Kwik, is all about a huge shift in how we even approach reading in the first place. It's about completely changing your role in the process. Think of it like this. On one side, you have passive reading. This is when you're just a consumer. The information just kind of washes over you and almost nothing sticks, right? But on the other side, you have active questioning. This is where you become a co-creator. You're engaging, you're wrestling with the ideas, and you're making them your own. And that is the whole game changer. And this whole process, it's called active learning. When you ask questions, you're basically shooting a flare gun up to your brain that says, hey, you, pay attention. This right here is important. File this away for later. Your brain needs that signal to sort the must-have info from all the noise. And here's a super simple, practical way to actually do this. Grab a piece of paper, draw a line right down the middle. On the left side, you just capture. Jot down the key ideas you're reading. Easy enough. But on the right side, that's where you create. This is where you write your own thoughts, your impressions, and most importantly, your questions about what you're learning. Okay, so what kind of questions should you be asking? Because it's not about asking just any old question. Jim Kwik has zeroed in on 3 specific, incredibly powerful questions that will unlock your brain's natural ability to remember just about anything. All right, question number 1. As you are reading, the very first thing you need to ask yourself is this. It's so simple, but believe me, it is ridiculously effective at focusing your mind. Now, here's why this one little question works like magic. Asking, how can I use this, instantly slams the brakes on your wandering mind. It forces your brain to switch from just passively receiving information to actively hunting for ways to apply it. You're turning abstract knowledge into a real tool, and that just fires up your creativity. Okay, so you know how you can use it. That's great. But the next layer goes even deeper. This is about finding your motivation, your real purpose. Look, information almost never sticks if there's no emotion tied to it. When you ask, why must I use this? You're connecting what you're learning to your deepest goals, your values, your ambitions. It gives you the emotional fuel, the reason that makes the information unforgettable. Because at the end of the day, reasons are what get you results. And this final question, this is the bridge. This is what takes you from just knowing something to actually doing something with it. It's all about making a real commitment. Let's be honest, an idea is just a vague thought until you schedule it. By asking, when will I use this? And then, this is the important part, actually putting it in your calendar, you're sending a powerful signal to your brain that this is a real commitment. This one simple act of assigning a time and a place dramatically increases the odds that you'll actually follow through. So now, let's put all of these pieces together. Jim Kwik combines these concepts into one elegant and seriously powerful formula for real, lasting learning. Here's how it works. First, you start with high-quality information. Don't waste your precious time on junk, right? Second, you add inspiration by asking that why question to find your emotional drive. And finally, you move to implementation by asking how and when to create a concrete action plan. And there it is, the whole formula in one simple equation. Information plus inspiration plus implementation equals lasting knowledge. See, it's not enough to just consume stuff. You need the motivation behind it and a solid plan to act on it.
That is the recipe for making knowledge truly stick.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a little challenge. The very next time you open a book or click on an article, don't just be a passive consumer. Become a co-creator. What's going to be the first question you ask to make that knowledge truly, permanently your own?